We're back. We're back. We're back again. Back on. I'm back live. Back to talk that shit. And you know I walk that shit. I don't just talk that shit. I walk that shit. Look it. Peep the last video. It's been 2 weeks. There's been a lot of uncertainty. In my opinion, there's still a lot of uncertainty. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's going on. US and China. You know, I seen the most interesting thumbnail on my fucking algorithm scrolling YouTube the other day. One of my favorite podcasts. The title was The Chimerica Relationship. Chimerica. Some sort of infusion between China and America. Obviously, both countries, both extremely important to one another. China being the manufacturing giant that it is, the United States being the number one exporter of consumer credit and capitalism of the world, including technologies and all kinds of cool stuff and freedom and democracy and things of that nature. But we won't get to that. That's a topic for another day. Anyways, back to these markets. Look, man, check out the swing trades in the last video. I posted them for you. I brought it to the table. I brought food to the table. All you had to do was take the trade. All you had to do was subscribe to my fucking channel. Check out what Dave's playing. Maybe put a little something aside to trade with. Make some extra money to pay the rent. Put some gas in the car. Maybe take care of that light bill. That pesky ass light bill you about to have because it's summertime. And then motherfucking PG&E bills about to go way the fuck up. And you know you need that extra dough, but you're too lazy to go work for it. Yeah. That's what we do here at Dave the Trade. Swift Options Trading. I accurately assess the markets, how to trade like a pro, how to be disciplined, how to properly position side. We always size for zero in my Discord, and we are consistent. We know we're gonna have drawdowns. We know we're gonna have periods where we take losses. We know when we should take what I like to call psychological and emotional breaks from so much analyzing and watching and being vigilant and almost perch like attentiveness, like a hawk on a fucking perch, just waiting to fucking snatch up some shit off the ground 3 miles down, you know what I mean? Wild as fuck. But that's the attitude you gotta have. That's the attitude you gotta have if you wanna win this game. If you wanna win this game consistently and you want to be an expert, you wanna provide yourself with some sort of freedom, you want to have an out. This is what I'm doing for everybody. You wanna have an out, you wanna have an option, you wanna have somewhere you can go where you know you can make enough money just to fucking simply survive. And it's not getting easier. The prices of homes are not getting cheaper. They're only going to get more expensive. Stocks are not going to get cheaper. They might for a little bit. They're just going to continue to get more expensive. The Federal Reserve is not going to stop printing money. They're going to boop, boop, boop. Another couple $1 trillion. And we all know what that does to assets. Up. This is how the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor. Because when central banks, like the United States Central Bank, the Federal Reserve Bank, when they print money, the richest people have just gotten that much richer. And that's what I'm here to teach you. You need to participate. Because if you don't participate, and they just continue to keep on printing money, guess what? Guess what happens to you, Mr. I'm not going to pay attention, Mr. Stubborn, Mr. I don't save a dollar, I spend it all. Mr. I don't give a fuck, Louis this, Louis that. Gold on my feet, gold on my neck, everything. Just never gonna think about a rainy day though. Never gonna think about a rainy day. That's crazy. Never gonna find a way to make money work for you while you're sleeping and doing nothing. How about that? How does that sound? Yeah, you might want to understand a thing called the financial markets because that's the only place that it fucking happens. All right, let's get to these charts. Let's get to these plays. What were we on last week? Let me see. Let me light up my computer here, and I love to see the green P&L on our brokerage trading account that we have made some nice bags today to add to the foundation. So this is what adds to the foundation. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm just keeping it real, keeping it raw, and we're going to bring up the last video just so we can see. I know First Solar was a play in there. Uber was a play in there. I believe Tesla was a play in there. And we're just going to, I pretty much just want to go over each one with you guys. Show you how those played out on the charts. Not necessarily, just want to show you how those played out on the charts. And if you're a subscriber of this channel, which you should be, all you had to do was just go ahead and take the trade, because Dave the Trade is going to be the trade, and he's going to bring the trade that you might want to consider. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you this or that. I can't tell you what to do. But I can tell you that I got one hell of a track record, and it is in the Discord, in the link, in the description right the fuck below. Get there and fuck with your boy. You know? Look at this handsome man. And there it is right there. Look at him. So competent. So competent in a world of in a world. Damn, I can't talk. So competent in a world of incompetence. Saya. Home Depot, Uber, Riot, First Solar, and Palantir. I believe we had Tesla in there too, but I didn't have that on the video. So if you are a YouTube subscriber and you're only watching on YouTube, and I can't show you that one because I didn't post it. But so we're going to review where these stocks were on April the 26th, 2025. Today is May 16th, 2025. It is currently 2:25 p.m. as I record this video for you fine people right now. We're going to go over each one of these swings. I gave you guys 5 plays. Each and every one of them printed, I believe, except Home Depot. I think I might have got stopped out of that or something. I got to go back and look at my journal and look at my records and see what happened there. But I know Uber's still printing. So if you're still holding Uber, like I said, if you're subscribed to this channel and you just want to, pick up, copy trade some of my plays, no problem. Go ahead and do that. If you picked up any one of these on that day that the video dropped, and if you're still holding it now, or you sold on any day from that day it was published to today, May 16th, you could have taken profits on any day, any one of those days. or you're still sitting in a massive profit today. Because I know some of these contracts are up several 100%. It's insane. It's insane the amount of money you can make doing this stuff, but you got to be wise. You got to be wise. Let me tell you, because the stock market will do what? It will fucking humble the shit out of you. Let me tell you. Let me adjust my shit. Let me tell you. Had to make sure that motherfucker was still on. The market will fucking humble you, dude. Don't play. Don't play around with your fucking rent money. Don't play around with your fucking retirement, your life savings, all this. Don't take out a fucking HELOC, a home equity line of credit, or some fucking credit card, or don't use debt to try to gamble in the markets. Okay? You need a solid foundation. You need to have your large money in solid stocks for the long term with good balance sheets. These are your Mag 7s. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, once again. Companies that are growing, companies that are affiliated with other big companies that are already well established and growing, as well as defensive. You need to be diversified in different sectors, all that stuff. That's where your big money needs to be, or in real estate, or in a actual business that creates revenue for you each and every year. Just, you need to keep your eye open and be willing to do different things, not even just with trading and investing, but just in life in general. But back to this trading, all of these positions absolutely destroyed. Even if you're holding them today, I believe the market ended up today very nice. Yes, as we did ride some calls to the upside, day trading, which turned out very nice. Taking a little dump post market. The SPY down a couple points, down about 1/3 of 1%. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just glad. I'm glad the tit for tat stare down match between the U.S. and China is over. I'm very glad that they finally at least had a conversation and sat down and acknowledged each other and acknowledged how serious this was and how many people it could affect, both here in the U.S. and over there in China. So very, very reprieved to know that they're at least speaking in a positive, constructive, progressive manner, to get a deal done, get something done, put the country and everybody's money and the banks and everybody's business, put all that at ease so things can normalize and we can continue forward with this amazing technology we have that's called AI that's going to help us make some very incredible fucking shit happen that I'm personally very excited for. So the last thing we need is conflict and uncertainty, which nobody likes, because uncertainty is hard to predict. And we want to be able to predict. We're in the business of predictions. That's what pays big money, is when you can figure out what the fuck is going to happen before anybody else does. You know what I mean? So hit that like, hit that subscribe, get to the Discord. Link's going to be in the Discord. I'm in the Discord teaching. I'm doing a one-on-one live trading session tomorrow in the Discord. We'll be in there, most likely winning, most likely snatching some bags. Get down there, get subscribed, open up that brokerage account, throw a couple $100 in there, and let me show you how to trade the markets the right way and start to make a little bit of passive income very, very, very slowly. So go on, do that thing for yourself. Do something for yourself. When the last time you did something that was truly good for yourself? Like ate something healthy or worked out? Huh? When was the last time you did any of that, or actually saved some fucking money for once and didn't go spend it on some dumbass shit? I bet you can't answer that fucking question. No, you can't. God damn it. All right. So for here, we're gonna review Palantir. Palantir filling a regular trading hours gap that I was watching since Thursday. Blew right through that. Very strong volume. Again, Palantir, Tesla, First Solar. Any of my day traders out there? Anybody day trading um, these instruments on Friday? You guys made money all day. You could have just picked any time of the day, bought calls, and you made money. It was one of those days for these stocks. So Palantir, I do see at least a retest of the recent high around $124. We're already in it. We're already up 50%. Uber. Same with Uber. Volume is above average, slightly above average, strong, but not coming lower than the previous day's strong green candle, letting me know that the uptrend is still intact. I don't like this top wick right here. That is a bit of a sell signal. We are approaching resistance, what's been resistance since February of this year. So I'll be looking for a break above 80, above at least $82, and a break and a close above $82 to confirm a move to 87. So I have two price targets on Uber, $82, $87. What else were we in? Riot. I think Riot might have been a loser. And First Solar, that was a banger. We're in that trade. Check that out right there. Riot, amazing pattern forming on the daily chart. A nice descending triangle. We have a long historic line of support right here at around $6.30. We've just recently bounced off that again on strong volume. So on this one, I am going to have very specific targets on Riot, keeping a fairly small position since this is a lower price stock, so it's going to be much higher risk. I see a move back towards $10 at the 100, or possibly even testing that upper trend line, which will be very, 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 very sharp and strong resistance around $12.40. So that is nearly a 100% move from where we're at now. We're already in the trade. So if it dips down a little bit more on Monday, cool, I'll be picking up definitely more. All right, guys, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Get to the Discord. Link to the Discord is in the freaking bio, man. Get down to the Discord. I'm Coach Dave DeTrade. I'm teaching how to navigate the fucking stock market and trade responsibly, okay? And not blow up your fucking account every fucking 2 weeks. Oh, we're back in action. Okay, so I don't know if you remember, for the 89 followers that I have, and the fact that this channel is so genuine and authentic. And as I said in the first episode I ever posted, which is, time flies. Time really flies. It's been 4 months since I did the first episode. 3 months, actually, excuse me. I said I wanted this to be a performance-based channel. And today's episode is going to be the exact fucking reason why. Because let me tell you the number one thing that irks me about society. I get so fucking tired of all the people, this can be your friends, this can be your business partners, or somebody who may have approached you and inquired you about a thing that you do, whatever it is, something something you're proficient at, something you're competent at,
Competent seems to be a far gone concept in current America today. And that is just and it's just bullshit. It's like, why even come to me in the first place? You know, if you weren't actually serious. And I understand people realize things and maybe other opportunities come up professionally. Anyways, we're gonna cut that out because that is totally unnecessary. But anyways, as I said, I wanted this to be a performance-based channel. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back and we're gonna recap and review technically today in technicals and in today's technical analysis as to what exactly happened from the date of my last video and where those stocks currently stand today. And had you followed my trade, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to the Discord, or just want to watch me on YouTube, subscribe to my channel and just, do your own due diligence on the stock market and the options market, which are not the same. And, do your own thing and possibly take a little bit of my guidance to take one of my plays. I will be updating this channel with these videos. Try to do it once a week. Last week I had a lot going on, so couldn't find the time to get around to it. But obviously this is not paying my bills. My channel's pretty much non-existent. Nobody's here. But let's change that, guys. Let's change that. Let me know how I can improve the quality of the content I'm bringing. Certain stocks you want me to look into, fundamentals, technicals, or just my overall sentiment on the sector and in the company in general. But and I'd be happy to do that for you guys. So just send me a message, leave me a comment on this video, whatever you got to do to get in contact with me. I'm not hard to get in contact with. So like I said, all performance based. I'm here to teach, educate, guide, and just be a beacon of light of hope, because retail trading is not difficult. I've been through the frustration. I've been through the misguidance. I've been through all the fucking hoorah bullshit, all of the pump and dump retailers and YouTube influencers and all the terrible content that's out there that is not truly giving you a real framework and a real foundation and a true basis, a guide, a rubric for all of my college students who remember back in the day when we had those things that help guide us through passing a difficult course or class or whatever. But and that's all I strive to do, is just provide you with the blueprint. As one of my favorite rappers, Jay-Z, used to say, the blueprint, the blueprint, the blueprint 2, the blueprint 3, baby. I'm just trying to show you Dave the Trade's blueprint, so you can find this consistency, so you can understand discipline, so you can understand proper sizing, and then you can learn to find your own opportunities, know what's going on in the stock market, do it yourself, hopefully with something that you learned from me. So hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's get to it. One of our plays, Home Depot. I alerted the last video was on Saturday, April 26th. So these positions were opened on Friday, April 25th. So going to the first, Home Depot, which I believe was negative at the time of this recording, or at the time of the last recordings when I was talking about Home Depot. I believe the option trade we have was currently in the red. That was on Friday, April 25th. Most likely it was. The stock was down over 0.5% that day, closed at 357.58. And yeah, we had to look at a little red. We had to look at a little bit more red the next day until we started to see some relief. And then once the market finally started to take off on news of easing geopolitical tensions and tariffs, which, by the way, is still not worked out and is still tentative. All I'm saying is tread lightly. And we pretty much retraced all the way back up to the 100 SMA. And again, guys, you've been following my content. You've been following my principles, my methodology. You know that the 100 SMA is one place I like to watch for resistance or either watch for support or possible sideways movement and accumulation to see if this is going to truly hold as a resistance. And a lot of times when you're trading, that's what it's all about. It's all about being patient, trying not to be too proactive and more reactive, even though I do have a tendency to be a little bit more proactive at times. And trust me, I've learned that lesson more than once. And you know, I understand. Even I'm not perfect. No one trader is perfect. We all still have work to do. We all still have things we can improve on. But the 100 SMA is one of my primary favorite indicators because of the magnitude of volatility and movement towards that indicator is for me, and it is a strong point of a possible capitulation and reversal of trend. So in this case, reversing back to the upside for Home Depot. So that's where that stock is now. Had you taken the trade on Saturday, April 26th, got in that Monday. Let's see, got in that Monday on the 28th, you could have got the stock anywhere from 354 to 360. Got in today for the trade suggestion. And today, that option is not expired for still over a month. You still have so much extrinsic value. You can continue to hold on to it if you want, but I'm here to tell you the risk is climbing. RSI here is 64.2. MACD's well above 0, so bulls are certainly a certain control here. I would expect it to move a little bit higher since Home Depot does do better in bear markets. Even if the market is down, there's no reason Home Depot can't be up. Fundamentally, I don't know much what's going on with the company. Haven't looked into it. I'm just mostly a technical trader. So there's one for one. Yeah, like I said, hit the like, hit the subscribe, get to the Discord. Had you taken the trade, you would be up massively. I've already exited all of these positions. I've already taken my profits. I'm just here to recap to show you if you had followed my guidance, you would be making money outside of whatever it is you're doing now. You would be making money simply from Dave the Trade suggestion. Next one. And what I think is the most fucking impressive one. First Solar, going back to the day, Friday, we got in inside of a range of 142 to 134 at $8 or $7.40 range. We got in, experienced a little pain for 3 days, didn't throw in the towel. Stock came and traded as low as 119. So, that's a good 25%, $25 point drop from there. I could see why that would spook most of retail, but this is why, ladies and gentlemen, that patience and proper position sizing are extremely important because this can happen. Let me explain why. Let me grab my horizontal tool on my TradeView software. We're going to go down right here in this consolidated area where the price just moved sideways. And here's the bottom. You have real still clear support at 136.07. That level has not broke down. That trough has not broke down and made lower low. For now, that is solid local support. All we did was correct from being outside the Bollinger Band during that time. Cool. And then we went and touched the lower Bollinger Band, which can be, given other technical factors, which we like to call technical confluence, can be a great area to get long. Now, the technical confluence for me in this area would be just simply the sideways movement and the fact that a lower low has not been made. That is objective. Again, probably a good area to either enter a position or average down on my position, one more contract, staying within reason of my position size. And look what the fuck happened. The next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days in a row. First Solar printed and moved from 118. We got in ours around 134 to 142. Could have averaged down at 118. I believe I actually did buy 2 or 3 more at 118. The stock went boom, skyrocket, 90-day pause tariff, which First Solar does depend on China to make a lot of their photovoltaic cells and panels and a lot of the stuff that they need for their to manufacture their product made in China, just like most businesses. So they were obviously not only going to be the greatest affected by tariffs, but also receive the greatest relief from a tariff pause or a tariff slowdown or a compromise in a deal. The stock runs all the way up to $198, almost $200, several 100% return. I got out around 170, 175, which is where the stock has retreated now. Once we broke that huge candle way outside the Bollinger Band right here, and we were way overbought, I knew that was my time. I did miss this little extra move up the next day, but still, bears make money, bulls make money, hogs get slaughtered. Don't get too greedy. That's the name of the game. Get in, get up, get out, take your profits and go. Move on to the next trade. There's always going to be another opportunity. And now it looks like the opportunity is going to possibly be to the downside, maybe for another day or two. I would say maybe Monday, Tuesday. First two trading days of the week, you can see the RSI still way overbought at 67. It definitely curved back down into the range, starting to move towards the signal line at 57. If the RSI does move back to 57, I would assume that stock is going to kiss its 13 EMA, which is also one of my favorite indicators to use as a gauge of if momentum is going to continue to the upside. So I'll be looking for a bounce at 160, confirmation candle for a bounce there, and see what else that can do. But congratulations to anybody who took that trade. You made a killing. I know I made great money on First Solar, and we're going to keep killing it. On to Uber. Yes, we are recapping each and every one of our last trades. You guys think I'm playing? I do not play when it comes to this trade game, sir. Let me tell you. Uber, on my last video on April 25th, Uber was trading slightly down under 0.5% in a range of 77.47 to 80.55. You could have picked up the stock the next day, which wasn't much. It was a doji candle, pretty much the same range, $77 to 78 cents, an even tighter range. You could have picked that up after watching my video. Today, on May 16th, 2025, Uber closed at a high of $91.97. Those options printed several 100%. I believe Robotaxi, all the developments, they acquired another company. I think, I'm not sure, I could be wrong there. But remember my last video, I said I was watching this as resistance. And as we approach resistance, it didn't even try. It literally did not try. It gapped up. I've never seen this actually. It gapped up above resistance and immediately printed a strong green candle as support. Came back down, retested it, printed a doji, a long bottom tail wick showing rejection of sellers, increasing buying pressure, another candle right on top of this line of resistance, and then boom, a huge move higher. So where's the top? I don't know. Uber's trading at all-time highs. I'm already out. I took my profits several 100% there. On a relatively small position. My position was only like $400 or $500, but still, I turned that $500 into a lot of money. And that is the name of the game, gentlemen. Keep the risk low, keep the reward high. That's all we want to do here. Wash, rinse, repeat, and keep doing that. The moment you want to get reckless, the moment you think you got it figured out, and you say, yeah, you know what? Let's just bet the house. Let's bet 50% of the account. Let's bet 30% of the account. That's when you get wrecked. And that's when you get wrecked again. And that's when you get wrecked again. And then your account is blown up. And now you're fucking crying in the corner to your mom like, I don't have a place to stay. I thought I was all stock trader supreme. And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Really, I need to humble myself. When you could have just followed the rules, joined Dave's the Trades Discord, followed our discipline, and we continue to make wins like this. We're careful with the charts. We position ourselves properly, and we turn a little bit with a little risk. It's all about risk management. We turn a little bit with a little risk into a lot, and we continue to do that time and time again. I'm teaching, and I just want you all to have an easy way to make passive income through just doing a little bit of work and studying each day and over time, that will give you your real fucking liberty that you deserve as an American, and your real extra time to do what you want to do with your life. Do what you want to do, spend time with your family, pursue the things that you like, because you've learned a way to make a lot of money very fast, very consistently, very responsibly, okay, through the financial markets, which is your American right anyway. So on to Riot. See Riot on our daily chart. Let's go ahead and look at that. There we go. Move on over. Now, this was probably one of the lower performers, to be honest. Riot was. And yep, and there it is right there. So the stock was recommended on Friday the 25th during the range of 70.71 to 8.05 was the high. Had you taken that trade, that stock today or Friday at close was trading at a high of 947. That's a beautiful gain. I locked in a small gain on that. I believe it was 119%. And that was yet another winner. So pretty much every winner, Palantir making the biggest move. Check that out. Friday, April 25th. The stock closed at 112. You could have got it from 106.55 to 112.88, anywhere in that range. I had this gap fill range highlighted in red ready. You had the stock moved up to previous resistance, where I have marked here on this top yellow line, gapped way back down into my highlighted range, and then immediately acted as support, broke through that high. So you actually had an opportunity to profit twice from Palantir from the moment that I alerted this channel, Friday, April 25th, right here in this gap. So 2 times the profit from Palantir. I only did once, even through the gap down, and we made some good money on Palantir. So there you have it, guys. Recap of all the trades. Just like I said, I've been doing this for 7 years, man. I know what I'm doing. I understand the discipline. I understand the psychological fortitude and the testicular fortitude you got to have to fucking make this work. And if you can't do that, this ain't for you. But if you want a good mentor and a good coach who actually goes to the charts and makes you request that you look at my old videos and hold me accountable, because guess what? Accountability is a very rare thing in America today, and it's fucking depressing, if you ask me. But you know what? You can always count on Dave Detroit to be 100% accountable, unlike a lot of people that I know, trust me. But that's what we are. That's what it is here. Performance based. I don't care how tall you are, how fat you are, how skinny you are, how dark, light, black, white, Mexican, the Republican, Democrat, this, that, gay, straight. I don't give a fuck. Can you do the job? Do you have what it takes to make it happen? And if you feel like you do, and you want to make some extra money, hit that link in the description, in the description, excuse me, get to the Discord, and let's start getting it slowly but surely, baby. Let's put in that work. Until next time, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I love y'all. Peace. Y'all have a good weekend, and happy trading next week.